Hi, I'm Holliday, and this is Chloroform and Chillz. I'm on my boneless couch, and I'm here with a case that has a lot of media attention right now because it just was finished. I'm going to tell you about the Cyrus Carmack-Belton case today. It was hard to research this case because I've lived through the Sonia Massey, the Kevin Brown, Trayvon Martin, Freddie Gray. I've lived through seeing those court cases. I didn't really see a lot happen, but I will say it was hard for me to do this case because it's just traumatic. It's ongoing traumatic. It's always something that we see in the US, but I am here to do it, and I'm just gonna tell you the case and then ask some questions throughout the case. And please, in the comments, please discuss in a respectful way about the information I give you, the information you know. I would really like to have an open discussion to understand what really self-defense is and how it can be more black and white instead of just grayed all the time, if that makes sense. But I know it's always case by case basis. Let's have a full conversation about it. But before we do that, I do want everybody to know all the pictures and the Lego set of the week and the wanted person of the week will all be on my Instagram or Facebook. You can find those at Chloroform and Chillz on Instagram and Holliday Facebook page. That's where all our pictures will be. I will also even post pictures of the case to my Instagram, which is Holliday. Everything is in the description below, from my sources to where you can find the Lego set, where you can find the wanted person, everything. Why don't we start with a little levity with the Lego set of the week. This is the Lego set of the week. They're Lego lilies. I built these because I believe that Cyrus deserves some flowers. And that's just pretty much it. This was a really nice build. It's very pretty. I think anybody that dies in our case, especially if they are a person of color, they deserve some flowers, especially when the case is very muddy or weird. Like, I understand to us as African Americans, the case is not muddied or weird, but to people that are not us, that don't go through this, it's weird, it's muddied. That's a little bit of the problem, but I believe Cyrus deserves some flowers, so I built him some flowers. So here we go. All the questions I asked, please answer them in the comments below, or you can even shoot me a DM at Chloroform and Chillz, but please just be respectful. This is still somebody's son. This was a young child that was gunned down, shot in the back. So let's be respectful, have your questions, but please have respect. On May 28th, 2023, a young boy that was 14 years old named Cyrus Carmack-Belton left a convenience store in Columbia, South Carolina, and minutes later he would be dead. This shooting has triggered national outrage from everybody online to the news reports to protests all around the US. But at the center of all of these protests, all the outrage, all the legal battles that are going on is, what is self-defense? And is self-defense valid when someone is running away from you? In this case, a 14-year-old boy. This is the case of Cyrus Carmack-Belton. Let's start at, who is Cyrus? From all the research that I've done, Cyrus is a teenager who had dreams of being a very creative person. He wanted his own tattoo shop. Most of his family and friends say that he was always quick on his feet, very creative, very outgoing. They even said his smile could light up a room. His death was very devastating to all the people in his community and his family. And his family and friends want Cyrus to be remembered as somebody with hopes, dreams, achievements that he wanted to reach, and not just a victim that was gunned down. His friends and family also want everybody to know that Cyrus was deeply loved. It's Memorial Day weekend. In 2023, Cyrus and a few friends decided to go to the Shell gas station to pick up a few things from the store. The Shell gas station is located in Columbia, South Carolina. Cyrus entered the store with a few friends. They went around the store like, anybody browsing. And the owner of the store, Rick Chow, and his family felt as though Cyrus wasn't only browsing, but he was also stealing. And in this case, Chow and his family thought Cyrus stole a bottle of water. Or actually, I think it was several bottles of water they thought Cyrus stole. Chow and his family, suspecting that Cyrus stole some water from the store, is an argument ensued. Chow Chow accused Cyrus of stealing water, and Cyrus decided, I'm not going to take this. I'm just going to run out the store and leave. Cyrus left the store running, and Chow and his son decided to run after Cyrus. But before Chow left the store, he made sure he grabbed his gun. Chow and his son are running after Cyrus, and about 100 yards later, a gunshot is heard. And this gunshot was fired by Rick Chow. Cyrus was struck in the back, and later he would die of his injuries. Cyrus Carmack-Belton was killed at 14 years old. Who was Rick Chow? At the time of Cyrus' murder, Rick Chow was 58 years old. Rick Chow was born in Hong Kong and later immigrated to the U.S. with his wife, who was Malaysian. As time went on of Chow's life in America, he decided to open up a Shell gas station and create a family with his wife. They ended up having 2 sons. After creating 2 sons with his wife, Chow continued to run the Shell gas station, which is at Park Lane Road in South Carolina, Columbia. But before the day Cyrus was murdered, Chow had done some questionable things, in my opinion. Chow actually shot a shoplifter before. Actually, Chow shot 2 shoplifters. Yeah, the first shoplifter Chow shot, it was ruled in self-defense, and the second shoplifter he shot was actually running and hopping into a car, and he ended up shooting the car, and later it was found that it was self-defense again. Officers from 2018 to 2023 responded to numerous calls, hundreds actually of calls from Chow's Shell gas station, and they were all on the bounds of robbery, burglary, larceny, vandalism, car theft, and robbery, if I didn't already say robbery already. But I am curious. I would like to pose a few questions. These are the questions I want you guys to answer in the comments below. If someone is running away from you, are they a threat? Again, Chow shot at a car that a shoplifter hopped into. The shoplifter was technically running away. Cyrus was suspected of shoplifting but was running away. Cyrus would later be shot in the back running away from Chow and his son. While Cyrus was running, was Cyrus a threat? Also, if someone is running away from the store, why would you run after them? And my last question for this segment of questions I have for everybody that's listening is, was the bottle of water that serious to reclaim back? I think bottle of water is 94 cents, maybe $1. Those are my questions that I have, but let's move on to the investigation. As investigators and police arrived at the scene of the shooting of Cyrus, they took statements, they took security footage, and after some investigating, things started to seem a little weird, very weird. Cyrus didn't steal anything from the store, so why did Chow and his son run after him? And this made investigators wonder what actually happened at the Shell gas station. The surveillance footage actually shows that Cyrus didn't steal anything at all. No water, no nothing. With this information coming out, it really stirred the public and more protests to happen. It shows that Chow hunted Cyrus down. With public opinion rising about this case about Cyrus being killed by Chow from the Shell gas station, more information came out, and it was that Cyrus actually had a handgun on him. And I'm not judging or anything, but a 14-year-old having a handgun on them, it's wild to me to hear that. I don't know what was going on in that situation, but that's what the information that I looked up. It said that Cyrus had a handgun. Since Cyrus had this handgun, it started to create doubt, and it started to lead into Chow possibly having a self-defense claim at this point in the case. At the time before Chow was arrested for murder, prosecutors argued that Chow meant to basically shoot and kill Cyrus. But Chow's defense argued that during the pursuit of running after Cyrus, Chow saw Cyrus point a gun at his son while Cyrus was running away, which made Chow feel like he had to shoot Cyrus in the back to save his son. This technically would be a justified self-defense claim because he is not protecting himself at that point, he's now protecting somebody else. But prosecutors came back to the self-defense. No, that's not the case. They really fought hard to say that once Cyrus is running away from the store, he is not a threat to anybody, not even Chow and his son. So there was no reason for Chow to shoot and kill Cyrus. With these facts all hanging in the air, the one thing you have to do is just present them to a jury and see what the jury decides. But while this is going on throughout the years of 2023 to 2026, the community around South Carolina, Columbia, they're starting to get upset because Cyrus is now another black boy who has been taken out of this world because somebody wants to claim self-defense. And in this case, Cyrus was running away from Chow. From the community being upset, they decided to organize protests, visuals, and they decided to start protesting the Shell gas station, which caused a police presence to be at the Shell gas station now due to vandalism that was possibly going on due to the protests. But what actually was happening with the protests is people were bringing flowers, balloons, stuffed animals, candles. They wanted to give their respects to Cyrus and to show his family that your community is backing you, we're supporting you, we're here for you. Also to show support again with the protests, people carried signs that said that Cyrus was just a kid, Cyrus should be here, which I do believe Cyrus should be here. Point blank period. I want to say how I feel at the end of our case. As more protests started to happen, people started to think, let's really say what is self-defense when it comes to somebody running away from you. Also, the gun violence in our community, and the most important thing, race when it comes to self-defense, because a lot of black people are dying due to people claiming self-defense, such as police officers and other individuals throughout the years, such as the Trayvon Martin case, the Kevin Brown case, the Freddie Gray case, Sonia Massey's case. What are we talking about? What's self-defense? What's not? Because I know if you're listening to this case, you know that the Carmelo case just passed and he was found guilty for self-defense because two people were bullying him and basically trying to jump him. I'm not going to go any further with that either. That's a different case that we can tackle another day. It just brings in a lot of discussion of what is self-defense, especially if you're a Black American. Let's talk about the trial because eventually Rick Chow was charged with the murder of Cyrus Carmack-Belton, who was only 14 years old at the time of his death. 3 years later, in 2026, the case went in front of a jury in Richland County, South Carolina. During the trial, prosecutors argued that Chow had pursued and killed Cyrus while he was attempting to run away. Prosecutors maintained that Cyrus was running away and did not steal anything from the Shell gas station. And while running away, Cyrus was shot in the back and killed. I've seen some of the court proceedings when prosecutors were questioning Chow's son that was with him when Chow was running after Cyrus. The prosecutor was grilling Chow's son about if Cyrus pointed a gun at him, and also he asked a lot of follow-up questions as well. If Cyrus was running away, why would you run after Cyrus if he was a danger to you and your father? For a lot of these questions, Chow's son just said, and really couldn't answer them, which did upset the prosecutor, and the prosecutor did start yelling at him because these are simple questions to answer about if someone is a danger to you. Why are you running after them? Did you see him take any water? Just what it is or what happened on the events of that day. After seeing how the court proceedings were going, the defense came back, and the defense had a very different narrative to show people. The defense attorneys for Chow argued that Chow was just saving his son because Cyrus pointed a gun at his son, so that made Chow want to shoot Cyrus. Again, Cyrus was shot in the back. Now I have another round of questions for you guys. Don't hate me, but I think these questions really need to be asked. So please, again, have your answers in the comments. Please be respectful, or you can DM me, but please, again, be respectful. So these are the questions. Would Chow's son have been in danger if he ran after Cyrus with his father? Why didn't Chow and his son just call the police if they suspected Cyrus of stealing water? And since Chow and his son decided to run after Cyrus, and Cyrus is running away, at that point, isn't Cyrus in danger since he's being chased by Chow and his son? What was going to happen to Cyrus after Chow and his son caught up to them? Were they going to hurt him? Were they going to drag him back to the Shell gas station to be be prosecuted? Like, what was the end goal of chasing after Cyrus? And again, I wanted to be very clear that after investigation, it came out that Cyrus did not steal anything from the store. After my round of questions, now we can get back to what happened during the trial. And this is when Child's defense attorneys brought off the self-defense law in South Carolina. They argued that Child's shooting of Cyrus was justified because he was trying to save his son and or himself from being shot. They felt as if it was justified because Cyrus had a handgun on him. After the prosecutor and the defense rest both of their cases, they gave it to the jury, and the jury went to go deliberate. Approximately 8 hours into deliberation, the jury had a verdict. Rick Chow was found not guilty. I'll say it again, not guilty for killing 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack-Belton. Again, Cyrus was shot in the back. From hearing this verdict, it immediately sparked a lot of emotions inside the courtroom, outside the courtroom. The jury believed that Child's defense was able to prove that the murder of Cyrus was justified and had reasonable doubt. Hearing that Child was found not guilty, it honestly broke the hearts of Cyrus's family, especially his mother. His mother publicly expressed how upset, angry, heartbroken she was. She even told us a little bit that I didn't know about South Carolina law until I heard it from her. And it's that in South Carolina, when you go to court or your trial or whatever is going on, they can't bring up your past issues. And what issues I'm talking about is the 2 shoplifters that Child shot at. Yeah, they didn't bring those up during the trial at all. They said that there's no grounds to have that earlier information about Child's actions when it came to Cyrus. Since Child was found not guilty, that's not the end of legal issues for Child and his family, because Cyrus's family decided to sue Child's family for the death of Cyrus, and it is going to be a civil suit. Since the civil suit is going on, more protests are happening. It just seems like it's just replaying again of the summer we had a couple years ago when George Floyd was killed. And I know that was during COVID, but it just seems like it's just bringing that back, where everybody is starting to protest again, yelling and trying to get the word out there that Black lives do matter. It just seems like it's repeating again. Seeing that it's repeating again, it's just very upsetting, because it's like, when will people understand that Black people are not disposable so easily? We deserve to live, we deserve to grow up, and we deserve to prosper. And I don't know. It's a lot that can be said right now, and I just feel like we deserve to live. I'm just gonna put it like that. We deserve to live, and that is it. So yeah, Rick Child got off, but at the end of the day, a 14-year-old boy named Cyrus Carmack-Belton was killed. A child, 14 years old. He was taken away from his mother. He'll never get to grow up. He will always be 14 years old. We have to understand that. This was a child that was killed for allegedly stealing water, and it came out that he stole nothing. Please, in the comments, answer the questions that I pose. Please let me know what you're feeling. Let me know what's going through your brain. And please, again, be respectful. I love to have open conversations about this. I think it's very important. I think it's always been important, because Black people aren't disposable. My thoughts, prayers, the love that I have is to the Carmack-Belton family, especially to Cyrus's mother. I know she is hurting right now, and she is trying very hard to stay strong. That is our case. Let's go to our wanted person of the week. Our wanted person of the week is 27-year-old Najee Williams. He is wanted for murder, not one, but 2 murders, and it's in Philadelphia, and it's for killing rival tow truck drivers. Najee has his own, or had his own, tow trucking company, and he was basically killing off the competition. There's more information on this with the link in the description, but he is wanted right now, and he's wanted for $20,000. Everybody, please be on the lookout. Let's try to get this man off the streets. He's also allegedly probably in connection with a few more murders as well, and attempted murder. Please, let's try to find him. Let's get him off the streets. So please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you again later. Bye.